In our quest to achieve women empowerment, it is undeniable that stereotyping is one of the challenges we face in our communities. Some say that unlike the olden days, where a woman's place was restricted to being the caretaker of the home, these days, women are given the platforms to explore and are making great achievements. Others say the stereotyping against women in our communities can never come to an end. What do you think about this? As a young man or young woman out there, what do you have to say on the stereotyping our women face in our communities? Well, this and many more we will be discussing on our maiden episode of The Dialogue. Please stay with us. I am Adaboy Elinam, your host for today. Thank you. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to the maiden episode of The Dialogue. This program is proudly sponsored by Handy Homes and Apartments, Luxury at Your Side, Black Origin Communications, Creating the Best, Sojourner Clothing, Visa Assist and Immigration Experts, your number one travel partner. On today's show, we will be discussing the topic stereotyping against women in our communities. With me in the studio are...
My name is Karen Jacqueline and I'm a content creator and a food scientist.
My name is Hannah Ofuri, a real estate agent and also the CEO of Handy Homes and Handy Apartments.
Okay.
And I am Princess Finn. I'm a teaching and research assistant in the University of Ghana, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much, ladies. It's an honor to have you on the show with us.
Thank you.
I hope you are excited to be here.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
Today's discussion seems to be, very
intense.
I think it's because it's our maiden edition, but
Yeah.
we'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we all know, our topic for discussion today is stereotyping against women in our communities. And this is something that, especially for an African country like Ghana, that holds high the doctrine of our cultural upbringing. Stereotyping is something we experience every day, almost every time. They tell you that a woman is supposed to cook, a woman is supposed to do this. We've heard all of that for several times. But in the prevailing years, there have been arguments on the quest for women empowerment. And Ghana as an African country seems to be one of the latest to have actually adapted to this whole gender equality and then women empowerment concept. So taking us on that particular, tone, personally, would you say any of you has experienced stereotyping in your communities growing up? Yes, Miss Hannah.
Like I was saying earlier, I think stereotyping is a topic that's not new to anyone, and not just to say it's only applicable to women. Some men also experience some aspect, but that's not what we're here for. We are here to throw more light on the aspects that we follow. And back to your question as to experiencing stereotype personally, I'm going to take it from the angle of my work experience. Like I introduced before, I'm into the real estate sphere of it, and it's quite common to be stereotyped, not only per your gender, but also as the age that I find myself in the industry that I find myself at. That clients will not be willing to work with somebody who's in her 20s, and also a female at that. They would rather have like a man dealing with huge sums of money, or let me say investment appraisals like that. But that doesn't stop me. I just find that as one aspect that I have to challenge myself more than a man would, but it's not going to break me and it's not going to stop me. I've had more females in the spheres that are also helping me go through all their challenges. So that is some stereotype I face too, but it's not the end of the game.
Yes, Princess.
So I personally haven't experienced any form of stereotype, but I've witnessed throughout the years we've growing children, girls in our homes. We're expected to be a particular type of person, do a particular type of things. As a girl, you're not supposed to stay out too late. You have to come home early. You have to cook, wash, do everything. And as compared to the men in their homes, we are kind of sidelined and grouped in a particular way. Yeah, so
and
that's what I think.
Like there's so much expectation for girls.
True.
As women.
girls.
Yeah, in our homes
than-
and
than-
everything, yeah.
So,
Yes, Miss Karen, what do you have for us?
Yeah, well, as a tangent to what Princess said, stereotyping for ladies, especially like myself personally, I had to experience that very young in the family. You'd think it'd be the men in the family, but it's actually the women that enforce the stereotypes. Because when you're young, your mothers, your aunties, if you grew up in a compound house, other people's mothers and aunties and grandmothers will be telling you what to do. Go and sweep, go and do this, and you don't see them doing that to the boys in the house. It's only the girls. And then when you come to school when you're young, primary school, you have like duties like sweeping, cleaning, stuff like that. You find that they usually give those duties to the ladies instead of the guys. I don't know if they think the guys can't do it, but it's always the ladies. It's always the girls that are meant to be sweeping, to be dusting, So I feel like that's the part of stereotyping that I faced growing up. So, yeah.
And to add to what Karen said, so a typical example I have experienced, I forgot about it, I just remembered. So back in primary school, class 1, our teacher will be like, so all the big girls in the class should wait behind because you sweep. As at then, I'm like, okay, it means just say, I'm very good, then, but then, thinking about it again, I'm like, that's really like stereotyping me. What do you mean by all the girls in the class wait so that we'll sweep, we'll clean? We used to use sharpen pencils, then the boys would just be there, we'll go and give it to them. I'm like, bro.
hey.
Like,
And then I'm moving.
we really did, yeah. So that's what she said.
These are very interesting stereotyping circumstances. Well, for myself, I think some time back I wanted to learn photography, but they thought I was a joke because what is a lady going to do with photography? And then I ended up going to the university.
You would be shocked to find out that in most of the Asian countries there are many female,
women,
like the outstanding ones.
Of course.
Because I believe that they pay attention to
details.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. Men lose focus.
We have a keen
eye.
eye.
Just so it doesn't look like exactly my point.
They do face their own challenges. The man could be in Rasta and automatically be associated with armed robbery, which is not so. So we're not saying that to sideline the struggle they go through, but just to throw more light on the invisible ones that we go through as families and career, professions, and trades as well. So
okay.
Just to draw the line.
Okay.
So if you're a man watching this show, we are not trying to stereotype. Okay?
Not at all.
This show is purposed at ensuring that we are encouraging women out there that despite the restrictions or attributes given to you because you're a woman, don't keep trying, keep pushing hard, keep waking up every day, doing that hard work, and trust me, you're going to reap whatever you sow. Besides, stereotyping is actually someone's concept.
Someone's idea about you.
So it shouldn't be something that defines who you really are as a woman. Okay. So moving on from our personal experiences on stereotyping, from the 18th century, there have been issues on women empowerment. And that was when women started fighting for their rights, the right to vote, right to go to school, etc. So currently, what can we say has been the role of women empowerment in ensuring that stereotyping ceases in these modern days? What do you think has been the role of women empowerment in ensuring that?
I would like to say that the blanket and women empowerment brought about feminism. And no matter how you feel about it, I feel like feminism has played a huge role in how women are perceived and the kind of opportunities we even get these days. Because back in the 1800s, all women, we couldn't even be sitting here having this talk show because we'd probably be in the kitchen somewhere cooking. But we have the opportunity now because of all the women empowerment moves that have happened since before we or our mothers or our grandmothers were born. So we are fortunate enough to reap the benefits because those who started, they didn't even get to really enjoy the benefits. We are the ones that get to enjoy it. And so I feel like women empowerment is something that should be encouraged and promoted, because simply for the fact that it's even something that we should be talking, because there's no such thing as men empowerment. So the fact that something like women empowerment exists means that it's very important.
Yeah.
More like
So we get to a point where we don't even need it anymore because everything is equal. Till then, I feel
we're still pushing.
And I people don't. Okay, so women if you may not understand what it means, women empowerment is actually the awakening of a woman to have a part of the resource, to know that this is what they are worth. The awakening of a woman's worth in decision making, in controlling resource, in every aspect of profession that you find yourself. And just also to add to from the industry that I'm in, I mean, I've had numerous women I've looked up to. I mean, what just do you think? I don't think I just stood up one day, let me enter it. No, I've had experience to even listen to, I think you may know her, Theodora Opong, one of the prominent, she's the owner of Manette, just so you know. She's one of the inspiring people that I've looked up to. You can have Hannah Atiese, I may not get the name right, so please pardon me, but these are like prominent women that I know this fear some 50 years ago were not accessible to women, like buying land, we were not even allowed to vote. But these are women that are taking charge. Manette, we may see some of her prominent buildings up there, and and you see that, you see that, and it's through women empowerment we find ourselves today. I mean, back in the 80s or I mean, 1800s, you wouldn't have had this opportunity to speak good English, to look after your health, to communicate better, to know what you are worth, to preach what you are worth. And so some may find it intimidating, but I don't think that's what it should be. It's actually women empowerment big at this place, so it's encouraging as well.
Okay, so also in leadership and politics, women tend to find themselves as emotional, overly emotional, unable to take decisions for themselves, and we may be stereotyped as in, okay, you are sidelined and be in the house, you can't balance work, you can't balance work with domestic. So we've had to go through that process, and I believe that women empowerment is it enables us as women to even come out of our shells, because you know that you have sisters backing you, you have sisters who are doing it, so let me push myself, let me go out there. So in business, I read that the owner of Inkulinu, it's a woman. I won't say I was so surprised, but I didn't expect it. So I was like, okay, so there are people ahead of us we can also look up to, can also pick a bit of things from. So so I think it's playing a role.
Speaking of politics from an international point of view, one of my favorite politicians is Aung San Suu Kyi. I may not also get the name right, but that's she's one of the prominent party leaders in Myanmar. And if I tell you, or if you know, you would know. But if I tell you some of the achievement this woman has given to the people of Myanmar, their history seems to be themed towards military rule. But to the extent to which that there's a clause, I think, in their constitution that does not allow her to be president. She's currently on house arrest. But if whatever word this woman utters seems to be the music to almost most of the people in Myanmar. So she's one of my favorite politicians, and I feel like the tremendous work she's done, empowering people, trying to shift the country's war-torn history towards democracy. It was under her orientation that President Obama visited Myanmar, and they're doing great. So she's some of the international and who is balancing both life and politics together. So I think so.
Wow, this is so interesting. So, still discussing on our show is the topic stereotyping against women in our society. Kindly stay with us. We're going for a short commercial break. Thank you.
Travel abroad, but you don't have a passport. Okay, so you have a passport, but the process is too long and there are too many rules and instructions. Charlie, relax. Visa Assist will do all the work for you so you can travel in peace. Call Visa Assist now on 0540-123-330 or 0540-123-331. Visa Assist. Travel when you want, every time.
Welcome back from the short commercial break. Still in discussion on our show is the topic stereotyping against women in our society. Coming up next on this topic is whether or not women are really breaking barriers in our communities. Starting from you, Miss Princess, what do you have for us?
Okay, so I think women are doing it and is very visible and worth commending. Typically in education, we have the first female vice chancellor of University of Ghana being a woman in the name of Professor Nana Ba Apia. And also Nestle Ghana is doing something along the lines where the employment ratio is 60-40. Yeah, I think it's good and it's worth commending. Yeah.
That's nice. So that means women are breaking.
Oh yes, we are.
In terms of employment, and even in the academia field.
And taking you to the political spectrum. I mean, there have been prominent presidents like the Tanzania. I like to take you international because I don't like you to feel local. Like examples.
We love the international.
It's possible. Let them I mean, look at US right now having their first female vice president. That's not going to stop there. And then even Ghana's one of the aspirants for the political parties. I'm not going to go there, but you know Nana Jane. And I mean, and I think one of the countries had more female flag bearers, either Senegal or Tanzania.
Oh wow!
In the election than some other countries, and I was like, yo, so if they get the chance to be there, why can't you? Why not? And I feel like it didn't start today. Women empowerment didn't start today. So obviously, look at the Martin Luther King's movement and the women that played good roles in astronomy and all that. So I think it has been significant, it has been visible and noticeable. So definitely they are breaking bounds.
And everybody's favorite topic, the topic of entertainment. The women are taking over. They are taking over. Like I can mention certain women and everybody knows who they are. Like Beyonce, Rihanna, from the movies, everybody knows Viola Davis, Meryl Streep. These people are winning awards. They have so many organizations. Taylor Swift, like those stadiums. That's the amount of influence that these women have, and it doesn't just stay in entertainment. It expands to like so many aspects.
And the fun fact about her,
some of them.
The fun fact about her was that this year's Forbes, she was the first female to be a billionaire out of music.
There you have it. And even you can even speak of Rihanna. Rihanna started with music. Now she's a billionaire. She has her own cosmetics business. She has her clothing line. Like these women are doing big things, huge things, and there's so many of them. So many of them. Even we can even mention the young ladies right now. I don't know if you guys know Tyler. She recently won a Grammy. She's like 22. Like the women are really doing it out here. It's very visible. Like my sisters have already said, it's not something that you need convincing. You can just go online and see for yourself. So the women empowerment is something that is really taking shape. The 1800s women, they'll be very proud of that achievement over the years.
And I mean, look at us.
It's amazing.
That's very much. This is empowering enough to bring back.
Exactly. That's very true. So yes, indeed, women are breaking the barriers despite the stereotyping. But then one thing I hope to see is our Ghanaian entertainment industry also going far.
They are doing.
I think the men have started. People like ladies like Jackie are also setting the pace.
Yvonne Nelson trying to have her own production team.
I
mean, trying. I mean, she does.
And then I think recently there was the Women of Valor held by them. Where Frimpong,
very influential. With Dominic and a couple of people are there.
So they are breaking the barriers, and that is amazing. So we pray it keeps going higher.
Not dim the fire.
Oh yes,
more fire.
It's not going to end at our generation.
Oh no.
So guys, if you have watched all the way to this point, subscribe, like, comment, share. And this helps promote the empowerment we are talking about.
My ladies are the best, and I have the best panelists. Okay, so moving on, still discussing stereotyping against women in our communities. I believe you're enjoying the show, so please stay with us. We are about to wrap up. So would you say that stereotyping is something that might come to an end very soon? Miss Hannah?
Well, there were a lot of things that were deemed cultural, but are not cultural anymore. I mean, culture is dynamic, culture is changing, culture is safety. Those times, the culture was, slavery was part of our culture, but now it's not anymore. So it's not like it's something that's going to stay for long. there's more light being thrown on it. There's more action towards it. There's more campaigns towards it. So it might not look like it's gonna end now, but it will definitely end. That I can promise you.
It will definitely end.
Even not my generation, I feel like it.
We are hoping it will actually end in this generation.
With this generation.
Because we've had enough of it. It has to come.
We really have.
Exactly. So I guess we are all of the opinion that stereotyping is something that can come to an end.
It can.
Very soon.
This
very,
movement
very
did not
soon.
start today.
Exactly.
It started way back in the 1800s. And look at the progress we've made today. This progress could not have been seen back then. But those women saw the vision. Same way we see the vision now.
And women are stepping up their game, upping their games to add to whatever they're doing.
Exactly. We are. So before we wrap up, I have a question for each of you.
Okay.
So it's actually a general question, but I want an answer from each of you, my beautiful ladies.
Okay.
So the question is, according to your experiences and then the knowledge you shared with us on this show today, what major step would you say as women we can, carry out to ensure that the effect of stereotyping is as minimal as it could be?
So a step in good direction where a woman can take is that they shouldn't wait for someone to empower you. You should pick up things. So a typical example is those days or recently, you hardly see women in the cafes. You just see the boys playing the games, in the tech, and I believe that if a woman should be able to up her game, be able to enter the cafe, women in tech, like we should be able to do certain things without waiting for someone to say, okay, you can ask them for permission, if I may say, to take the lead in certain things.
So, I'm going to weigh mine weighing on all the things that I've said politically and I think real estate. I think that one challenge is that if you have been given the opportunity, knowing that we are a gender that has been a little some sort marginalized, if you succeed at an opportunity that was given to you, do not hesitate to give volume to it, to speak towards it, to empower other women to take such position, inspire them. Don't get there, the job that we've done back then, the movement leaders, and you get there and it is corruption. And
someone,
we know. There's recent case in connotation that I do not know much of it. I don't want to draw into it, but you are the opportunity, and when you are giving those, knowing there are fewer women in politics, I feel like those that have been, even if you need to go the extra mile because somebody has done it for you to be there, you should give more light to it. Push for it, advocate about it to get more women into it. That's how we can occupy the seat. But when you get there, you get timid and you got a position, and so probably through your parents or something. But how do we increase our numbers in the sectors we find? So like real estate, like right now.
Questions before I've
had numerous girls saying, like, how do you start? And then I don't know if I should start the class. I just don't know. But I've seen that a lot of girls seeing it. I've had it at the back of their mind, and then they're seeing somebody younger as it is wanting to. They email me all the time, like, are you taking interns? And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to put out a class or a mentorship program.
In fact, I'll make sure to join the class. I will.
So if you get there, don't dim the light. Don't think, that's all, that's it. No, just put more.
We are supporting you from behind.
Put more women into the sector, and trust me, God bless you, and the gender will bless you as well. So,
it's a wonderful thing to be a woman. It's such a shame that we have to fight so much, for basic things that our male counterparts are just giving us so much better. But I want to assure you that if you're a woman, that's only 1% of who you are. There's so many things that you can do. Don't listen to what anybody's stereotype is of who you are. No matter what field you want to get into, I'm sure that women who have already been there ahead of you. You do your research. You read, you put in your 100% because the stereotype is already against you. So that is not the time for you to give them a chance to have proof. Personally, I don't think they have any proof that you can't do certain things. So you, if you're in that position and you are passionate enough about what you want to do, don't let anybody stop you. They can't. You're the only one who can stop yourself. So don't stop yourself and go for what you want.
Exactly. That's so beautiful. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
So, inferring from what you've said, we can just summarize it by having 3 major steps we can take to reduce the effects of stereotyping in our communities. The first one being you have to be self-driven, like Men's Process said. You need to push for things. Don't wait for someone to say, oh, go for this class, do this. Tell yourself, I want to do this, and I can
go
do
for it.
And also when you get into good positions, like our young CEO here, you speak volume to it, right? And by speaking volume to it, create mentorship programs like she's planning to, and then pull the younger ones, and then bit by bit, this generational stereotyping will come to an end. Yes, and then like you said, keep working. Don't listen to anyone. Be very confident, work hard, and it's going to be good. I guess this show has been an amazing one, and I've enjoyed hosting the maiden episode of The Dialogue. So if you've made it this far with us, please subscribe, like, give a quick comment, okay? And definitely share. Thank you so much. It's been an honor. This show was proudly sponsored by Handy Homes and Apartments, luxury at your side. It's also been sponsored by the Black Origin Communications, creating the best, Sojourner Clothing, Visa Assist and Immigration Expert, your #1 travel partner. And I am Adoboy Elinam, your host for the show. Thank you.